Shalom, shalom, all the praise and glory and the fear. Let's do unto Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakodash. And double honors be to the apostles, great millstone. Who rule well and taught us that is truth. And peace be to the house of David and true, sincere believers in the Lord. This news came across my desk, if you will, and basically Michael Cohen, who used to be the former lawyer and the fixer for Donald Trump, the guy that take care of the dirty work, snuff out any lawsuits, basically in charge of keeping your affairs in order, or Trump's affairs in order in this case. Came with a book called Disloyal. The true story of the former personal attorney to President Donald J. Trump, DJ Trump, as he affectionately called his devil. But anyways, it says former Trump fixer describes several examples of the president's alleged racism in his new tell-all book, Disloyal. He recalls fallout from Trump's 2015 campaign announcement when he referred to people coming to the U.S. from Mexico as rapists and murderers. So if you talk to the average Trump supporter out there, they'll tell you that this guy's not racist, that the so-called white man's not racist, that America is not a racist place. I was watching the elders video. And Riley Reid had come out to the camp. Well, I call her Riley Reid, but some little white bitch had gone out there to debate them, basically to try to say that what they were doing was wrong or whatever. But she was wearing a Make America Great Again hat, and she was basically defending Trump and saying that he wasn't racist, that America's not racist, that they're playing the victim card, and that they're typical devil shit, typical Edomite white privilege Karen shit. They don't see things from your point of view. They see things as from the oppressor's point of view. You see, the Edomite will not, they don't care about your cause. They don't give a shit if you're getting killed and shit like that. Or if America's systematically racist against the so-called Negro. And then, they're not going to mention the Latino Native Americans in that equation. But, anyhow, some of the statements that were made during that video, I had to question, but that demon, she was totally showing her horns, man. She was totally showing her horns, as they typically do when the truth comes out. Now it says that Trump called our Issachar brothers rapists and murderers, which that's what the hell they do, man. All right, they know this. That's not a big. That's not news to us, but I guess to these bird brain people, this is news to them. So it says Cohen said Trump's 3 oldest children begged him to get their father to drop out of the race because his comments were killing the company, with Trump was unconcerned with any harm to his business. He quoted Trump as saying, "I will never get the Hispanic vote like the blacks. They're too stupid to vote for Trump. They're not my people." Hey, they are too stupid to vote for Trump. They're not my people. Do you see that? This is coming from the horse's mouth, Michael Cohen. Which the scriptures tell you, if Satan be against Satan, how shall his kingdom stand? Roughly paraphrasing, This is Psalms 64 and verse. I'll start at the top. All right, it says King David, by the way. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer, and preserve my life from fear of the enemy, and hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Okay. So their tongues are swords, man. They're for war. They're for battle. They're actually for war. When they speak, when the Edomites speak, it's for war, even if it's kind and smooth words. There's always an ulterior motive there. It says, verse 4, they that may shoot in secret, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and we're the perfect. All right. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Okay. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. You speaking against the children of Israel in this manner is an evil matter. Okay. You trying to come up with ways to kill the children of Israel. All right. And speak ill on them and try to destroy them as a people. That's evil. That's wicked. All right, but what can you tell a devil like this, man? You can't stop him from being what he is. And this is just Esau telling on themselves. Verse 6, it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of everyone and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. The arrow is talking about the missiles. The ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, the thermonuclear missiles. All right, these are the arrows which the Lord is going to shoot at our enemies with. The main enemy being this devil, this white man. All right, so it says, they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So their tongue is falling upon themselves. Here it is, Michael Cohen, one Edomite telling on another Edomite. Look what Trump said. He said that that the blacks and Hispanics were stupid. Which he's not lying. You Negroes and Latinos, you are stupid. All right. The truth is the truth. Coming from a Edomite, come from. Sometimes they'll tell you a little truth. The Latinos and Native and blacks, and you Native Americans, you're stupid. You are. All right. You may be wise to do evil, but to do good, you have no knowledge. Right. So you are stupid. All right. Out there, man. You're on a low level. All right. Even if you did go to college, got your degree, or you invented some fucking some get rich quick scheme or some shit, you're still a dumbass. All right, because you ask them what their nationality is. Oh, I'm black. The most educated person out there. You see them, they got Harvard education. You ask them what's their nationality, they tell you they're black. How smart is that person? All right, I'm a black person. Come on, man. Anyways, it says but Trump was unconcerned with any harm to his business. Blah blah. So Trump said that we're not his people. That's right. We're not his people, so he doesn't give a shit about us. All right. He says, let me read the quote again. It says, I will never get the Hispanic vote like the blacks. They're too stupid to vote for Trump. They're not my people. And you still have some blacks and Latinos. You got blacks for Trump, Latinos for Trump. All that. That shows you how our people are stupid. Our people are fucking dumb. They out there. They got campaigns for voting. Setting up toll booths and shit where you can vote. Everybody's walking around with vote shirts. You watch the NBA, they're talking about vote. They're talking about Black Lives Matter. They're talking about all this bullshit when the Lord is getting ready to come and destroy this goddamn place. All right? And the Lord's not coming back for so-called black people or so-called Latinos. He's coming back for Israelites. All right? We're the Israelites, man. We're not these proverbs and bywords, which is a basic thing. All right? To understand, but for you bird brains, right? It's like rocket science for you, man. That's why Trump has a point when he calls you stupid. All right. Now, hey, forgive me. It's allergy season, man. But anyways, So the White House called Cohen's book fan fiction and questions credibility. Cohen is serving prison time for federal convictions connected to Trump. So yeah, man, they threw this guy in jail. I'm surprised they didn't kill his ass, but anyway, it says Donald Trump's children, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, so the article basically goes into how he called Mexicans rapists and shit. How you said we were idiots, and Cohen called him a cheat, a liar, a fraud, a bully, a racist, a predator, and a con man. All right, and they actually disbarred this guy Michael Cohen for which basically means they took his law license. Which is pretty hard to get, and it takes years and years and thousands of dollars to get. But anyway, it says who is currently serving 3 years in federal prison, tax evasion, lying to Congress, and campaign finance violations. So they got him in jail for 3 years. They probably kill him when he gets out or something. I don't, you don't know how Esau operates, but we may not be here that long in all actuality, but. Yeah, the Most High is moving. The Most High is moving. And he's causing these devils and their tongues to fall upon themselves. So they're revealing the truth. Alright. Proverbs 17 and
it looks like you lost another one.
Verse 20, it says, he that hath a forward heart findeth no good, and he that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief. Alright, so these guys got these devils, they got a perverse tongue, man. They got a perverse fucking tongue, man. They speak ill. So what? They fall into mischief. He that begetteth a fool doeth it to his sorrow, and the father of a fool hath no joy. Alright. It says verse 22, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. Hey, these Americans, their spirit is broken. Alright, they know this place is going down. That's why they got so much infighting going on amongst them, the Democrats, Republicans, which is a facade, a farce. Alright. All these different organizations that they got going at it amongst each other, the Russians against the American Edomites, all these different, which they think they think that they're different, but all these different Edomites that go by different names, they're all coming up against each other, which is pretty hilarious. You see that? So their spirit is broken and their bones have been dried, while our bones are flourishing because of the Lord pursuing the Ezekiel 37th chapter, raising us up and putting them sinews back on our bones, that flesh back on us, while their bones are drying up. So we're no longer the dry bones. They're going to be the dry bones, man. All right. Pursuing Deuteronomy 37, the curses that came upon us are going to come upon our enemies. All right. Verse 23, it says, a wicked man taketh the gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment. Okay. And that's the man of sin. The wisdom is before him that hath understanding, but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. So the Most High is causing these devils to be confounded and to ultimately destroy themselves, man. All right, because the Lord gave him the weaponry to destroy himself. So first he's fallen by his tongue, and ultimately he's going to the Most High is going to put the spirit on him to destroy his own people. All right. The missiles gonna fly from one end on the earth to the other, and who's the nations who have the most missiles? Russia, America, both Edomites. They're gonna shoot missiles at each other. China's gonna be involved, which those are Moabites, but the creators of the nuclear missile, teaming the Edomites themselves, they were the catalyst for the creation of the nuclear missile, which was first used on populations in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now it's going to be used on them, and they were the artificers of their own demise. All right, because of their forward heart, their proud spirit. It was ultimately their downfall. All right, and that's why the scriptures describe all these things taking place in the latter days, which we're in now. So when you see these devils coming up against each other, Satan against Satan, his kingdom can't stand, man. Mark 3. Verse 24, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Okay, the kingdom is divided against itself, man. Lower level Edomites against higher level Edomites, higher level Edomites against higher level Edomites, lower level Edomites against lower level Edomites. I mean, this fucking place is upside down, man. It's divided. And what happens when a place is divided? You can conquer it. That's what happened to the Roman Empire. That shit was divided, and them tribes that were around, they call them I forget the name, but basically like the savages and shit that were around, they would call them the savages, or man, I have to look it up later, but basically those surrounding tribes that were around the Roman Empire was able to conquer them. We're able to take them down by the way of the Lord, because the Lord brings one up, sets one up, and brings one down. Those neighboring tribes that were actually Jake's took the Roman Empire down, and were able to take it down because it was divided. And now the same thing is going to happen this go around when Jake takes over the new Roman Empire, the beast. Which is NATO and the EU. When we take it down after it's divided, we're gonna conquer it. All right. So this is Mark 3:24 again. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against Satan himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. So back at those times, when the Roman Empire was divided, you had the common markets, the 10 common markets, which now is known as the EU, which started off with the 10 nation states, well actually 7, which are really 10 when you go into the history, but that's when you get the scripture to tell you that they reigned 1 hour with the beast. The power was given unto them, but they received not a kingdom of their own, but they was able to rule with America. The EU was able to rule the world basically through America, because most of them European nations are Edomite nations. Now, America still has a stranglehold over them, but the power comes from Britain. When you really do the research, that's where all the elites are at. That's where they call the shots from over there. But America is their military arm, if you will. All right, now this kingdom as it stands right now is completely divided. Like I said before, Luke 11 and 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub. Okay. So this is Satan's kingdom. And Satan, right, in that scripture is talking about the so-called white man, man. Alright? That's how you know what you have to know, when the scripture is talking about the spiritual demon Satan, and when it's talking about the so-called white man, man. So the world was given, pursuant to Job 9:24, the world was given to the hands of this devil, all right? And now it's being taken from his ass, because the riches got by deceit. the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. Let me get that, man. Sirach 10. In verse 7, it says, "The pride is hateful before the Most High, and man. And by both doeth one commit iniquity." By that pride is the thing that has brought this devil low. Verse 8, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." So that translation of power from Esau to Jacob. The scripture tell you in 2 Ezra 6 and 9. What does that say? 2 Ezra 6 and 9 tell you what? Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. So this new world, this refreshing of the world is going to take place, which the word in the Greek is kainos. It's going to take place before your very eyes in the coming years. All right, in a short space of time, you will see the nation of Israel take over this world as it is written in the scriptures. All right. So without any further ado, I want to give all praise and glory and fear to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, B'Hashem HaKadosh. On to the next one. Hey, shalom.